Her husband was standing in my driveway, not knocking, not calling, just standing there, 3 in the morning, hands in his pockets, staring at my front door like he could see through it. I was inside, with his wife, in my bed, her hand on my chest, both of us frozen. Is that? She whispered. Yeah, Claire Morrison, 46 years old, married 22 years, mother of 2, my business partner's wife. And 6 hours ago, she texted me, asterisk, I can't stop thinking about last night with you. Asterisk. I'd replied, asterisk, let's make tonight better. Asterisk. Now her husband Eric was in my driveway, and I was about to lose everything. What do we do? Claire's voice was shaking. I don't know. He's going to kill you. Probably. Ryan. Stay here. I got up, pulled on jeans, t-shirt. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely get my arms through the sleeves. Downstairs. Deep breath. Opened the door. Eric looked at me. Didn't say anything. Just looked. He was 48. Tall. Successful. The kind of guy who wore suits to casual dinners. Who shook hands too hard. Who always had to be the smartest person in the room. Right now, he just looked tired. Is she here? He said. Eric. Is she here? I could have lied. Should have lied. But I was 31 years old and exhausted and drowning in guilt, and he nodded. Like he'd expected it. Like some part of him already knew. How long? 2 months. 2 months. He laughed. No humor. Just broken sound. 2 fucking months. While I was what? Working? Providing? Trying to keep our family together? I'm sorry. You're sorry. He stepped closer. I could smell his cologne. Expensive. The kind Claire said she hated. Something woody with undertones of leather. You're my business partner. You were at my house for Thanksgiving. You played catch with my son. And you've been fucking my wife for 2 months. I know. Do you love her? The question caught me off guard. What? Do you love her? Or is she just, what? A midlife crisis? A conquest? Something to make you feel like a big man? I love her. Bullshit. I love her, I said again. Louder. I didn't plan this. I didn't want this. But I love her. He stared at me. Then he looked past me. Up the stairs. Claire was standing at the top. Fully dressed now. Hair still messy. Mascara smudged. She looked terrified. Get in the car, Eric said to her. Eric. Get in the car. I'm not going with you. Silence. Eric turned back to me. What did you do to her? He didn't do anything, Claire said, coming down the stairs. Each step deliberate, like she was walking to her execution. I made this choice. Me, not him. You made the choice to destroy our family. You destroyed our family 2 years ago when you started treating me like a housekeeper instead of a wife. Don't. When you stopped touching me. Stop talking to me. Stop seeing me. I was working. I was trying to. You were hiding. You've been hiding in that office for 2 years. And I was invisible. And then I met Ryan. And for the first time in years, someone actually saw me. Eric looked at her like she'd slapped him. So, this is my fault? No. It's my fault. I should have left you before I fell in love with someone else. I should have been honest. But I was scared. And lonely. And I made a mistake. A mistake. Eric's voice was cold. That's what you're calling this? A mistake? I'm calling it the worst decision I've ever made in the best way possible. Because I woke up? I stopped pretending. And I chose myself. You chose him. I chose me. He was there when I finally had the courage to do it. Eric looked between us. Then back at me. You're fired. Effective immediately. I want you out of the business by Monday, Eric. And if you ever come near my kids, I will destroy you. Legally. Financially. Personally. Do you understand? I nodded. He looked at Claire. If you walk out that door with him, we're done. Divorce. Custody battle. I will make this as ugly as possible. The kids will know. Everyone will know. Your friends. Your family. Your book club. Everyone. I know, Claire said quietly. And you're still choosing him? She looked at me, then back at Eric. I'm choosing me, and yes, that means him. Eric's face crumpled. Just for a second. Then it hardened again. Fine. I'll have my lawyer contact you. He walked away, got in his car, drove off. Claire collapsed against the doorframe. Started crying. I held her. Neither of us said anything. We just stood there in my doorway at 3 in the morning, holding each other, knowing we just lit our lives on fire. The first time I really noticed Claire Morrison, really noticed her, was at the company summer barbecue. It was one of those forced fun events. Burgers and hot dogs on paper plates, warm beer in sweating coolers, kids running around screaming, everyone pretending to enjoy mandatory bonding time. I was standing by the grill, half listening to one of the accountants drone on about his fantasy football draft, when I saw her. She was sitting alone at a picnic table, reading a book, paperback, worn cover. She had this habit of tucking her hair behind her ear every few pages. Like clockwork. Eric was 20 feet away, networking, laughing too loud at someone's joke, one hand on his phone. Even at a barbecue, he was working. I watched him glance at Claire once. Just once. She looked up, smiled. He nodded, turned back to his conversation. She went back to her book. That's when I realized. She was invisible to him, completely invisible. And I thought, how do you not see someone like that? The second time I noticed her was at a company meeting. October. Conference room. The AC was rattling. Someone had made coffee but forgotten to add water, so it smelled burnt. Eric was presenting. Quarterly results. Projections. PowerPoint slides with too many bullet points. Claire was sitting in the back. She'd brought him lunch, sat down to wait. Eric clicked to the next slide. Claire raised her hand. Yes, Eric said, annoyed. The numbers on slide 7 don't match the spreadsheet you sent last week. Everyone looked at her. Then, at the slide. She was right. Eric's jaw tightened. We'll address that offline, but if the baseline is wrong, all the projections are. I said we'll address it offline. His voice was sharp, final. Claire's face flushed. She looked down at her hands. The meeting continued. No one acknowledged what had just happened. Eric's wife, college-educated, smart enough to catch a math error he'd missed, had just been dismissed like a child. After the meeting, I caught up with her in the parking lot. She looked up. Oh, Ryan. Hi. You were right. About the numbers. It's fine. It's not fine. He shouldn't have talked to you like that. She shrugged. He's stressed. Big client presentation next week. He gets like this. Still, really. It's fine. She smiled. That same tired smile from the barbecue. Thanks for checking. Though, she got in her car, drove away. I stood there thinking, how long has she been making excuses for him? The office AC broke on a Tuesday. 95 degrees outside. Felt like 100 inside. Eric was in Chicago for the week. Some conference. Claire stopped by to drop off files he'd forgotten. She was wearing a sundress. Yellow. Her hair was up. I could see the freckles on her shoulders. The thin silver chain around her neck with a tiny pendant. A bird. Or maybe a leaf. I couldn't tell from where I was standing. He's going to be furious, she said, setting the folder on his desk. Her hands were shaking slightly. He needs these for his presentation tomorrow morning. I'll overnight them. He'll have them by 8 a.m. You're a lifesaver. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. You okay? Fine. Why? You look exhausted? Thanks. Every woman loves hearing that. But there was no bite to it. Just resignation. I didn't mean it like that. I know what you meant, she sighed. I am exhausted. Kids are home for summer. Eric's never around. I'm basically a single parent at this point. Silence. The AC unit rattled. Somewhere down the hall, someone's phone was ringing. Want some coffee? I said. I was about to make some. She laughed. A real laugh. It transformed her face. Made her look younger. Sure. Why not? I've got 20 minutes before I have to pick up Jake from baseball. We went to the break room. Small, cramped, smelled like burnt coffee and microwaved leftovers. The Keurig was older than my car. Made terrible coffee, but it was caffeine. She sat at the little table by the window. I brought her a mug. Black? No sugar? I remembered from company picnics. How'd you know? She asked. You always drink it black. You pay attention. I try. She wrapped her hands around the mug. Her wedding ring caught the light. White gold. Simple band. No engagement ring. I'd always wondered about that. Can I ask you something? She said. Sure. Do you ever feel like you're disappearing? I sat down across from her. What do you mean? Like, you're going through the motions. Doing everything right. Checking all the boxes. But somewhere along the way, you stopped being a person and started being a function. Wife. Mom. Eric's assistant. But not Claire. Not the person I used to be. The fluorescent lights hummed. Outside the window, A car alarm was going off. 3 short beeps. Pause. 3 more. I'd never heard her talk like this. In 10 years of working with Eric, I'd probably had a dozen real conversations with Claire. She was always friendly, always polite, always in the background. The wife who brought forgotten files, the mom who picked up kids, the woman who smiled and nodded at company events. Yeah, I said. I feel like that sometimes. You do? I'm 31. Single. No kids. I work 70 hours a week. I go home to an empty apartment. Order takeout. Watch Netflix. Wake up. Do it again. And I think, is this it? Is this my life? She looked at me. Really looked. Like she was seeing me for the first time. I thought you had it all figured out. Nobody has it figured out. Eric does. Eric's miserable. He just hides it better. She blinked. What? He's miserable. He works constantly because if he stops, he has to face the fact that he doesn't know who he is anymore. That he's built this perfect life on paper and it's empty. Did he tell you that? He didn't have to. I see it every day. The way he checks his phone during conversations. The way he talks about vacation like it's an obligation. The way he looks at his family photos on his desk like he's trying to remember why he took them. She was quiet for a long time, just staring at her coffee. Steam rising, curling in the air. I don't know when it happened, she said finally. When we stopped being partners and started being roommates. When he stopped kissing me goodnight. When I stopped caring that he didn't. Have you talked to him? I've tried. So many times. He says he's stressed. That work is crazy. That once this project is done, things will be better. But there's always another project, and things are never better. Then maybe what? Leave? Start over at 46? Blow up my kids' lives? Become the divorced woman everyone pities at PTA meetings? Or maybe, I said carefully, you figure out what you want, not what Eric wants, not what your kids need, not what everyone expects. What do you want? She looked at me. Her eyes were brown, warm, sad. I want to feel alive again. The words hung there. Heavy, dangerous. I should go, she said, standing up abruptly. Jake's practice ends in 10 minutes. I'm going to hit traffic. Claire, she stopped. Turned. You're not invisible, I said. For what it's worth, I see you. Her eyes filled with tears. She blinked them back. Hard. Thank you. Then she was gone. I sat there in the break room for 10 minutes, staring at her empty coffee mug, the lipstick mark on the rim, faint, pale, pink, wondering what the hell just happened. She texted me 2 days later. Asterisk. Are you free tonight? I need to talk to someone. Eric's still in Chicago until Saturday. Asterisk. I stared at my phone for 5 full minutes. Wrote and deleted a dozen responses. Asterisk. Maybe you should talk to a friend. Or a therapist. Asterisk. Delete. Asterisk. I don't think that's a good idea. Asterisk. Delete. Asterisk. Sure. Where? Asterisk. Send. 3 dots. Then. Asterisk. That Italian place? On Main? 7 p.m.? Asterisk. Asterisk. See you there. Asterisk. I put my phone down. Stared at the ceiling of my apartment. Thought, this is a mistake. Went anyway. The restaurant was small, dim lighting, red checkered tablecloths that were probably supposed to look Italian but just looked old. They oversalted everything. But the wine was decent, and the booths were private. She was already there when I arrived, sitting in the back corner, farthest table from the door, glass of red wine in front of her. Half empty already. Sorry, I'm late, I said, sliding into the booth across from her. You're not late. I'm early. I needed the wine. She gestured to her glass. Merlot. Too dry. But I'm drinking it anyway. I ordered one too. The waiter college kid with a name tag that said Marco brought it over. It was too dry. I drank it anyway. Thank you for coming, she said. Of course. You must think I'm pathetic. Married woman texting her husband's business partner for emotional support. I think you're lonely. She looked at me. Is it that obvious? Only to people who've been there. Are you lonely, Ryan? Every day. How do you deal with it? I don't. I just get used to it. I guess. It becomes background noise. You stop noticing after a while. Like tinnitus. I don't want to stop noticing. I don't want to spend the rest of my life numb. So don't. What's the alternative? Blow up my marriage? Destroy my family? Become the woman everyone gossips about at PTA meetings? Or, I said carefully, You talk to Eric. You tell him what you need. You give him a chance to show up. I have. So many times. He doesn't listen. Or he listens and agrees and nothing changes. It's like trying to have a conversation with a wall. He nods in all the right places, but nothing penetrates. Then maybe it's time to stop trying. And do what? I leaned forward. The table was small. Our knees were almost touching. Figure out what you want. For you. Not for anyone else. She stared at her wine glass, turned it slowly between her fingers. The red liquid caught the candlelight. Glowed like blood. I want to feel alive again, she whispered. I want someone to touch me like they mean it. I want to laugh. I want to be reckless. I want. She stopped, looked up at me. I want to stop being afraid. Afraid of what? That this is it? That I'm 46 and this is the rest of my life? Dead marriage. Invisible. Just going through the motions until I die. The restaurant noise faded. The clatter of dishes. The hum of conversation. The Dean Martin song playing too loud from the speakers. All of it disappeared. It was just us. Her brown eyes. The freckle above her left eyebrow I'd never noticed before. The way she bit her bottom lip when she was nervous. I reached across the table. Took her hand. Her skin was warm. Soft. I could feel her pulse in her wrist. Fast. Like a bird. You're not invisible, I said. Prove it. I don't know who moved first. Maybe both of us. Maybe neither. But suddenly we were kissing across the table. Wine glasses pushed aside. Her hand in my hair. My hand on her cheek. She tasted like wine and fear and something else. Something like hope. When we pulled apart, we were both shaking. I should go, she said. Not moving. Okay. I mean it. We can't. I know. But neither of us moved. Marco the waiter walked by. Pretended not to see us. Dropped the check without a word. Come home with me, I said. Ryan. Just to talk. I have better wine. And air conditioning, that works. We'll just talk. She looked at me. We both knew it was a lie. Okay. We didn't just talk. We kissed in my car in the parking lot. In my driveway. In my hallway. On my couch. She tasted like wine and jasmine, perfume and desperation. I've never done this before, she said, breathless, her hands shaking as she unbuttoned my shirt. We can stop. I don't want to stop. I need you to know. I've never cheated on him. Not once. 22 years. And I always judged women who did. I thought they were weak. Or selfish. Or both. And now? Now I understand. It's not about not loving your husband. It's about not wanting to die inside. I cupped her face in my hands. You're not dying. You're waking up. She kissed me. Hard. Desperate. Like she was drowning and I was air. We made it to my bedroom. Barely. Afterward, lying in my bed, the sheets twisted around us. She traced the scar on my collarbone. Old hockey injury. 12 stitches. Junior year. Tell me this is a mistake, she whispered. It's a mistake. Tell me we're going to regret this. We're going to regret this. Tell me to go home and forget this ever happened. I turned to face her. Our faces inches apart. I could feel her breath on my lips. I can't. Why not? Because I don't want you to. Because for the first time in years, I feel like I'm actually living. And I think you do too. She didn't answer. Just buried her face in my chest. I felt her tears on my skin. Hot. Silent. She left at 2 a.m. Kissed me goodbye at the door. Long. Slow. Like she was memorizing it. This can't happen again, she said. I know. I'm serious, Ryan. It was a mistake. A beautiful mistake. But a mistake. I know. She got in her car, drove away. I stood in my doorway watching her taillights disappear. I didn't sleep. Just lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Her perfume was still on my pillow. Jasmine and something else. Something uniquely her. At 6 a.m. my phone buzzed. Asterisk. I can't stop thinking about last night with you. Asterisk. My heart stopped. I stared at the message for 5 full minutes. Typed, me too. Delete. Typed, asterisk. We said it was a mistake. Asterisk. Delete. Typed, asterisk. Let's make tonight better. Asterisk. Send. 3 dots. They seemed to go on forever. Then asterisk your place. 8 p.m. Don't make me regret this. She came over that night. And the next. And the next. We fell into a pattern. She'd text me around 7. Asterisk, can I see you? Asterisk, I'd say yes. She'd arrive at 8. After the kids were in bed, After Eric was on a conference call or buried in his laptop or traveling, Eric was always traveling. Chicago, New York, Boston, Seattle. He was building the company, chasing clients, making money, being successful. He barely noticed she was gone. Some nights we'd have dinner. I'd order Thai food or pizza. We'd eat on my couch. Talk about everything and nothing. Her childhood in Pennsylvania, my parents' divorce, her dreams of being an artist before she got pregnant at 24 and married Eric. My fear of ending up like my father alone, bitter, wondering where his life went. Some nights we didn't talk at all, just held each other, made love, fell asleep tangled together. She'd set an alarm for midnight, leave before Eric got home from whatever conference call or work dinner kept him out late. I feel guilty, she said one night. Week 3. We were on my couch, her head on my chest. Some movie playing that neither of us watched. Chris Hemsworth saving the world. Again. About Eric? About everything. Eric. The kids. You're 31. You should be dating someone your age. Someone without kids. Someone who isn't married. Someone who can actually be with you, instead of sneaking around like a teenager. I don't want someone else. You say that now, Claire. Look at me. She did. I don't want someone else. I want you. All of you. The mess. The complications. The impossible situation. I want you. Because when I'm with you, I'm not just going through the motions. I'm not just existing. I'm alive. For the first time in my adult life, I feel like I matter. Not because of what I do or what I provide, just because I'm me. And you see me? I do see you. I know. That's why I love you. The words hung there. I hadn't meant to say them, but they were true. She stared at me. You love me? Ryan, I love you. And I know it's insane. I know it's wrong. I know it's impossible. Tears streamed down her face. I love you too. God help me. I do. She kissed me. We made love on the couch. Slow. Desperate. Like we were trying to memorize each other. After, she said, what are we going to do? I don't know. We can't keep this secret forever. I know. Eric's going to find out. I know. He's going to destroy you. The business. Your reputation. Everything. I know. And you're still here? I'm still here. She cried herself to sleep in my arms. I stayed awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking, how long until this all falls apart? It was a Friday. Late afternoon. Eric was supposed to be in New York until Sunday. Emergency client meeting. Claire texted me. Asterisk. Eric left his presentation notes. Can I drop them off at the office? I'll be quick. Asterisk. Asterisk. Of course. I'm here until 6. Asterisk. She showed up at 5:30. The office was mostly empty. A few people working late. Headphones on. Doors closed. She came to my office, handed me the folder. Our fingers touched. Electricity. Thank you, I said. No problem. She glanced at the door. Is anyone else here? A couple people. Why? Because I miss you. It's been 2 days, and I miss you. Claire, I know. I know we can't. But, I kissed her. Right there in my office. Door half open. Anyone could walk by. The file room, I whispered. 2 minutes. The file room was at the end of the hall. Small. Windowless. Rows of metal shelves. Banker boxes. The smell of old paper and dust. We stumbled inside. I locked the door. Kissed her against the shelves. Her hands in my hair. My hands on her waist. We're insane, she breathed. Completely. If someone catches us, I don't care. Ryan. Then we heard it. Footsteps in the hallway. Coming closer. We froze. The doorknob rattled. Why is this locked? A man's voice. Not Eric, but someone from accounting? Dave, maybe? Or Dennis? Probably just stuck, another voice said. These old locks are garbage. More rattling. Claire's eyes were wide, terrified. I put my finger to my lips. The footsteps moved away. We stood there. Not moving. Not breathing. Her heart was racing. I could feel it against my chest. That was too close, she whispered. I know. We can't do this here. What if Eric had come back early? What if... I know. You're right. I'm sorry. She straightened her clothes. Tried to fix her hair. I have to go. Claire, I'll text you tonight. After Eric's asleep, she left. I stood there in the file room for 5 minutes, heart pounding, hands shaking, thinking, we're going to get caught. It's only a matter of time. She came over on a Tuesday. Eric was in Seattle. Kids were at their grandparents'. I have you all night, she said at the door. Is that okay? More than okay. We ordered Chinese food. Ate on the couch. She told me about Sarah's college applications, Jake's baseball tournament, how hard it was to pretend everything was fine. Do they know something's wrong? I asked. Sarah suspects. She asked me last week if I was happy. Just like that. Out of nowhere. Mom, are you happy? What did you say? I lied. I said I was fine. I could see she didn't believe me. After dinner, we lay in bed, fully clothed, just talking. Tell me about your first love, she said. Besides you? Don't. But she was smiling. High school. Katie McGrath. She was 2 years older. Drove a beat-up Honda. Listened to screaming music I pretended to like. Broke my heart senior year when she went to college and dumped me by email. Email. Brutal. What about you? Besides Eric, you mean? Yeah, college. His name was Daniel. Art student. Brooding. Smoked clove cigarettes. Wrote terrible poetry, and I thought it was profound. We dated for a year. Then I got pregnant. Eric and I had only been together 3 months. Daniel said he'd support whatever I chose. Eric proposed. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if you'd chosen differently? Every day. But then I wouldn't have Sarah and Jake. And they're the only good things that came out of that marriage. Silence. I held her. She fell asleep in my arms. Peaceful. No alarm this time. I watched her sleep. The way her eyelashes rested on her cheeks, the slight smile on her lips, the silver in her hair, catching the light from the window. I thought, I would burn the world down for this woman. We were at the grocery store, early Sunday morning. Eric was still in Seattle. Wouldn't be back until that afternoon. We need coffee, she'd said at my place. And eggs? And I'm not eating that protein bar you call breakfast. So we went, like a normal couple, shopping together, arguing about what kind of bread to buy. Her putting vegetables in the cart, me sneaking cookies in when she wasn't looking. It felt normal, domestic, real. We were in the dairy aisle when I heard it. Claire? We both froze. A woman. Early 50s. Perfectly styled blonde hair. Shopping cart full of organic produce. Wearing tennis whites. Probably just came from the country club. Claire's face went pale. Barbara. Hi. Barbara's eyes flicked to me. To our shared cart. To the fact that we were clearly together. At 7 a.m. on a Sunday. I didn't know you shopped here. Oh, yeah. Sometimes. Just picking up a few things. And who's your friend? Barbara's smile was surgical, precise, dangerous. This is Ryan. He's Eric's business partner. We ran into each other, coincidentally. The lie was terrible. We both knew it. Nice to meet you, Ryan. Barbara's eyes were already calculating. Already composing the text messages. The phone calls. Well, I won't keep you. Say hi to Eric for me. She walked away. Fast. Like she couldn't wait to get to her phone. Claire stood there. Frozen. The color had drained from her face. She's going to tell everyone, she whispered. Maybe not. You don't know, Barbara. By noon, every woman in my book club will know. By dinner, Eric will know. So what do we do? I don't know. I can't. Claire. Breathe. Look at me. She did. Even if she tells people, what can they actually prove? We ran into each other at a grocery store. That's not a crime, but it is. You and I both know what this looks like. We abandoned the cart, drove back to my place in silence. She was shaking the whole way. Inside, she collapsed on my couch. This is going to blow up. Barbara's going to tell someone. That person will tell someone else. Eventually, it gets back to Eric. Or, I said carefully, we tell him first. What? We tell Eric. Before he hears it from someone else. You file for divorce, we stop hiding. Ryan. I can't, my kids. Your kids are going to figure it out eventually. Better they hear it from you than from gossip. Better you're honest now than they find out you've been lying for months. They'll hate me. Maybe. For a while. But kids are resilient. They'll understand eventually. Will they? Will they understand that their mother destroyed their family for a younger man? The words stung. Is that what you think this is? I don't know what this is anymore. It's love, Claire. At least for me. I love you. And I want to be with you. Not just in secret. Not just stolen nights when Eric's traveling. I want you. Publicly. Completely. She stared at me. Tears streaming down her face. You really mean that? Every word. Even if it means losing everything? The business? Your reputation? Your friends? Even then. Because losing you would be worse. She cried. I held her. We stayed like that until the sun set. I need to think, she said finally. Okay. I need time. Take all the time you need. She left. Didn't text that night, or the next day, or the day after that. Day 5. My phone rang. Unknown number. Hello? Ryan. It's Eric. My heart stopped. Eric. Hi. What's... Barbara Thornton called Claire yesterday. Said she saw you two at a grocery store last weekend. Silence. She said you looked cozy. Her word. Cozy. Eric. Is there something going on between you and my wife? I could lie. Should lie. Say it was nothing. A coincidence. Barbara misunderstood. But I was so tired of lying. The line went silent. For so long I thought he'd hung up. Then. How long? 2 months. 2 months. His voice was eerily calm. You've been fucking my wife for 2 months. Eric. I'm coming home. Tonight. And we're going to settle this. He hung up. That night, Eric stood in my driveway at 3 in the morning. And everything exploded. He fired me. Claire chose me. We lost everything. 4 months later, the divorce was finalized. Claire moved in with me. 2 suitcases and a broken heart. Sarah refused to see her for months. Jake was hurt but trying. Eric won't speak to her. Her friends vanished. 8 months later, Sarah agreed to coffee. She said, I miss you through tears. 1 year later, Jake came to dinner. With me. It was awkward. But he hugged his mom when he left. 18 months later, we're still here. Still together. Sarah still won't meet me. Jake comes over once a month. People still stare, still whisper, still judge. Last week at Target, a woman stared. Claire's shoulders tensed. I kissed her hand. Right there. In line. You're reckless, she said. I learned from the best. So here's what I learned. Love isn't clean. It doesn't fix everything. It doesn't make people forgive you or stop judging you. But it wakes you up. It reminds you that you're alive. That you're allowed to choose yourself. Claire risked everything because she had the courage to choose herself. Not me. Herself. I was just there when she made the choice. So if you're stuck in a life that doesn't fit, ask yourself, what would it cost you to stay? Not what it would cost to leave, but what it costs to wake up every day and pretend to be who everyone else wants you to be. That's a cost too. And nobody warns you about it. So here's my question. If someone texted you, I can't stop thinking about last night, if someone offered you a chance to feel alive again, would you have the courage to say, let's make tonight better? Would you risk everything for the chance to be yourself? Because I did. We did. And I'd do it again in a heartbeat.